Hi, everyone. It's so nice to see you, so nice to be with you once again. Can you imagine this is our 5th session? It's amazing. I hope you're all doing well during this lockdown and you're enjoying the extension. Thank you so much for all the positive responses we've been getting, the positive comments. People have been privately inboxing me. Thank you so much, guys. I'm really grateful, and all these comments make it all worthwhile. I do not take it for granted. You sparing your time on Saturdays to be with me. I'm so grateful. Those who are following me on Instagram, on all the different platforms, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you share with as many people as possible so we can make someone's life better. You know, that's my passion, really, just to add a little spice to your life, to help improve your life in one way or the other. So this morning, we're going to talk about conversations. I know people are wondering why this topic, how does it fall under etiquette? Well, the way you speak to others, the way you carry out conversations with others also matters. It's all part of etiquette. This whole thing started with a conversation I had earlier this year. Someone made me over Facebook. We made an appointment and she came to my office to see me. I honestly didn't know exactly what she wanted, but she said she believed that I'll be able to help her. So we had a long conversation. I got to hear her background and everything. But what caught my ear and what really touched me was a short segment of her story. She said she has 2 types of friends. She has a group of friends that are very intellectual. They are high rollers. They have very good jobs, diplomatic jobs. They work in, you know, all those. Some of them are CEOs, really high rollers. Then she has a group of friends who do the same business as her. She's a trader. She owns a wholesale store downtown. This lady was well put together, very well spoken. I was actually quite shocked when she's telling me her story. It's amazing, guys, which I can't share right now, but I hope someday she'll be willing to share it because I asked her to do so. But moving forward, anyway, so she told me that she has an issue. When she's with her friends who she does business with, her friends who trade, you know, who do the trading business, the store owners, the shop owners, she is so comfortable. She sits with them, chats with them. These are her people, these are her friends, and she feels herself. But when she sits with these other ladies, the group of intellectuals, if I should call them that, the group of friends who are the high rollers, she says she feels so dumb. She just goes quiet, doesn't know what to say. She feels so small because these ladies have done they've done masters, you know, they have degrees where they travel, where they're so exposed, so well-rounded, you know, all these things that are quite intimidating to her. So this was one of her biggest worries. She said she wants to get into those circles, she wants to be comfortable in those circles, but when she gets there, it's like the cat caught her tongue, basically. She cannot say anything. She just goes quiet. So it brought me to this topic today. I said she's not the only one. We've all faced such situations where we go somewhere, or we're talking to certain types of people. We're in a group of people we're not comfortable with, and we don't know what to say or how to say it or when to say it. Or at times we just keep on talking and without stopping to think about what we are saying. Is it appropriate? Is it the right time? Is it the right group of people to say it? Those are the little tips that I want to share with you today. Is how cautious are you of the conversations you are having? The tips I'm also going to share are things that are going to help you get into those circles that you otherwise thought you might not be able to get into. Little tricks for you to start practicing right now if you can. Okay? I'm also going to share with you some things that you can do during this lockdown. I know we're in lockdown and we wonder how to communicate with other people, what type of conversations we can have. I know quite a number of gentlemen who can't even approach ladies right now because they're under lockdown. They're wondering how to do it over the phone. They're used to having face-to-face talks, having coffee with someone, tea, but that can't happen right now. But does it mean you should not communicate with other people, have conversations? So Something like that. That is what I'm going to share with you this morning. So let's get into it. And please let me know, share your comments. Let me know what you think. I'd like to have a look at them after we've discussed your questions, prepare them, and we'll have a chat afterwards. So my number one thing always, when I'm doing my classes, my etiquette classes, business etiquette with adults, or when I'm teaching children, I always say good morning, good evening, or hello. And I wait for the response. I call this the I am fine syndrome. I am fine syndrome. And I want you to go test it. Test it with people, with adults, also test it with children. When someone says good morning to you, how do you respond? The normal thing, I think 90%, actually 95% of people I ask, when I say good morning, I'll say, good morning, John. He'll reply, he will respond and say, good morning, madam. Then I'll say, how are you? Then he says, I'm fine. That's where it stops. Then if you're lucky, you'll get someone who says, I'm fine, thanks. That's where it stops. But a greeting is one way of getting a conversation starting. So don't stop at I am fine or I am fine, thanks. The I am fine full stop is the I'm fine syndrome. Remember, etiquette is about other people, okay? How do you show that you care for the other person? So I am fine, thank you. How are you? Greet the other person. Now, when you greet the other person, they're already warming up to you. It means that you care, okay? So your hello really matters. How you greet someone really matters. Always complete it. When they greet you, how are you? Greet them back, how are you? Okay? They'll say, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? You know, then they'll tell you, oh, I'm not well, or, you know, I'm just a bit distraught. Oh, I'm very well, thank you. I'm having a good day. Things like that. That's a conversation starter. Someone is already warming up to you. People will warm up to you with your greeting, no matter what. And remember, you do it with a smile. Always. You know, you can't be greeted with a frown. It's just, you know, it's mean and selfish and cold, basically. So with a smile. But your hello, your I am fine, thank you, how are you matters. Greet the other person. Introduce yourself. How do you introduce yourself? Are you cold? Do you just say, hello, hi, I'm Faith Nabagala from Gala Image Consulting, I'm an image, things like that. How warm are you with your introductions? Okay? I'm Faith Nabagala, I like music, I like dancing. How interesting do you get with your introductions, depending on where you are, depending on the social setting? How do you introduce yourself after that? Okay? I want you, when I'm going through all these things, I want you to picture yourself at a party with strangers. Could be a cocktail party, it could be, you know, a house party, whatever it is, a party with strangers. Or it could be a networking session somewhere. Or it could be meeting someone one-on-one, either an interview or on a date, something like that. So have these different scenarios playing out in your mind, okay? How do you introduce yourself? Is it interesting? There's something that they call the elevator pitch. The elevator pitch is the way, you know, you introduce yourself. But it depends within a couple of seconds, okay? Either someone is hooked or not hooked. Still, conversation, okay? How do you introduce yourself? Depending. You should have different ways to introduce yourself depending on where you are. If it's a light-hearted, you know, discussion or setting, you introduce yourself in this way because you want people to warm up to you, people to get interested in you. If it's a work setting, you know, things like that. Find a way, okay? Try out 2 different ways you could introduce yourself. When you're having a conversation, show interest. There's nothing as bad as talking to someone who doesn't show interest in what you're saying. Please show interest. One of the best ways of showing interest is asking questions, okay? So when I tell you what I do, ask another question, a leading question. That helps. Show interest when you're having conversations. Let it not just be about yourself. We'll get into that afterwards. Show interest. That way the other person will warm up to you. Ask questions. Don't be distracted. That was another point. Don't look elsewhere. Have eye contact. Eye contact is one of the best ways. Smile. Things like that. But please show interest for those minutes that someone is spending with you. Then don't steal the show. Have you met that person who talks and talks and talks and talks? They never give you a second to say anything. Please don't be that person. I want you to reflect and see where you lie. If you're that sort of person, if you hold the conversation, basically it's only your voice that is heard. People are all around you. You don't let them speak because you have so much to say, or maybe you think you know it all, or you genuinely don't even think about it because that's your character. If that is your character, just try to pull back a little bit. Let others have a chance to say something. Do not steal the show. It becomes too much, it becomes pompous, and it's actually just it's not conversation etiquette to just take over the conversation, okay? Then learn the art of small talk. Small talk is basically safe topics. Safe topics help, they move a conversation, and they will not make you say something you didn't want to say otherwise. Small talk. Things like weather, sports, traffic, now we're talking about lockdown, which is okay. Things like that. Keep it safe, especially with people you're not sure of, with strangers. Keep it safe always. Avoid topics that are going to embarrass you, that could be a bit, affiliated, politically affiliated, religion, because you might insult somebody else without knowing. So please bear that in mind. Learn the art of small talk. This is a skill. It will also help you be able to say something. My mom used to tell me this thing all the time, that is one thing she mastered. She used to say it when I was younger and I didn't understand it. But the more I grew and the more I got into this etiquette business, I understood the need for the art of small talk. You'll never be in a room and not have something to say if you master the art of small talk. You'll never be with strangers and not have something to say. It helps quite a lot, and it will open doors for you. Other than keeping quiet, master the art. Talk about those little safe topics, okay, that can help move a conversation. Then listen. Listen. Going back to that person who steals the show, they need to hold back, give people a chance to talk, and listen. When you listen, you learn a lot. When you listen, you'll know who your friend is, you'll know who your ally is, you will learn a lot. So start keeping quiet and listening, okay? Make it your skill. If you usually talk, hold back and listen. So whether you're having a one-on-one discussion or whether you're in a group, still listen. Listen, but show interest. Don't listen showing disinterest. Listen, but show interest. Then learn to lead the conversation. This is to the ladies, okay? Ladies, learn to lead the conversation. Usually men have it with them. Some men, most of the men, to them it comes automatically. But ladies, we tend to draw back a bit. You're scared of asking questions, so you wait for the gentleman to ask a question. So where do you live? Nigeria. So where do you do? Would you like to eat? So you don't try to move the conversation. Let it be you to ask the questions. You become interesting too when you start leading the conversation. That's a very good trick, and it shows that you're confident of yourself. Other than keeping quiet and staying silent and, you only wait until you're asked. This is also a skill that you will use at work. If you lead a conversation, it will open doors for you. You'll get noticed, okay? You will get noticed. And at work, you need to get noticed at some point. Okay, because some of us have the skills, we are good at what we do, but we go silent. Nobody knows that you're in the room, unfortunately. So these little tricks that I'm sharing with you will help you. Raise your hand, ask that question, move the conversation, okay? Get things rolling. It doesn't help keeping quiet. Then, one other trick that I really like, that opens conversations for me and helps me meet lots of amazing people, is giving compliments. But I make sure when I give a compliment, it's honest. Okay? It is honest. Give compliments. I recently, before lockdown, I was at a mobile money booth and I saw these two ladies who had really, really nice nails. So I told them, I really like your nails. I said hi. I really like your nails. Where did you get them done? They told me, other than me first saying, where did you get your nails done? No, I first gave a compliment. Hi ladies, I really like your nails. Where did you get them done? Something like that. It's a conversation starter. Then they told me, oh, I got them down here. Well, so I had to ask where exactly. They gave me the person's name, all those things. So why didn't we do it? You know, at some of us, it's really tough for us to give compliments. We are very negative people. But learn to give compliments where they are due. Do it, start practicing it. If it's too hard for you, make it intentional to start doing something like that. Give compliments. Compliments will open doors for you. It's a good conversation starter. Somebody has a nice shirt or, you know, nice shoes or something. If you can, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it, okay? This goes to gentlemen. Now, you don't have to overdo it. Then, going to my next point of overdoing it, avoid excessive flattery. Excessive flattery is not a good thing. And I don't know why some men think it is. Please, 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 it is a total turn off. It becomes pretentious and it won't get you what you want. If you want to get to know someone, and if really complimenting is the best way of doing it, let it be subtle, let it be polite, okay? And do it with some dignity, but do not overdo it. Excessive flattery is a no-no. Gentlemen, please, when you have a conversation with a lady and the whole time you're talking about how beautiful she is, her body, the whole conversation, a whole hour of meeting someone, and all you can talk about is that, it also shows how shallow you might be. So get to know someone, and yes, flattery is good, but don't make it excessive, okay? Then, if you are getting to know someone, again, going back to our conversations, okay? How do you carry out your conversations? So you've been texting this person for a long time. You have been texting this person for a long time. The conversations are going on. That is okay. Pick up the phone and call. I recently had this, I talked about it on my page. I said, why don't gentlemen call anymore? Why do they hide behind the screen and only text? No. That it hides your character. It hides who you are. So ladies, also be cautious of this. If somebody doesn't call you, it should raise a red flag. If not, ladies, if you're bold enough, pick up the phone and call them. See how they respond to you, how you talk with them. Okay? Gentlemen, your conversation. Yes, you've started the conversation on the phone. That's a good medium. Very good. You're texting. So now move it to the next level. Start calling each other. And later on, start also doing some video chats since we are in the lockdown. Video, FaceTime somebody, WhatsApp call. We have all these apps that we can use, but use these different ways to get to know someone. It really, really helps. Don't hide behind texting, okay? Then you should avoid the door slammer. The door slammer is somebody who is negative. Let's say you're having a discussion about sports, then you talk about Uganda Cranes. They'll say, oh, I really like the Uganda Cranes. And this person answers, yeah, but they lost last time. They're such a boring group. Then sports team. That's it. Then you decide to talk about, let's say, music. Oh, I really like King Saha. Oh, I like King Saha. I really like King Saha. Yeah, he's okay, but, stop, they leave it there. But his last song was boring or something like that. That's it. Somebody who's always negative, who holds a conversation just like that, just like whatever they reply is negative. That is a no-no. And if we are that sort of person, still go back and reflect on that. If you always respond with a cold answer, a cold response, people won't warm up to you. They will avoid you. Okay? And you always wonder why people don't talk to you, why you're not meeting the right people, things like that. And remember, conversations take you places. Conversations help you to get to know people. Conversations open doors for you. So do not be the door slammer. You just slam a door. Every single time somebody tries to talk to you, you're slamming via text. Okay? Remember when I talked about leading a conversation? You have to do that. If you're a door slammer, stop doing that. Go analyze all your texts, different conversations you have had. If that's what you always do, you're always negative. You're not letting others speak. You're always, just slamming the conversation, putting it on a hold with a negative comment. It becomes difficult talking to you. People walk away from you, okay? Then, if you have opposed opinions, switch the subject. I had this question during my etiquette classes. Somebody said if you're at a dinner party or somewhere, you've invited some guests at your house, and this person, and a topic comes up that raises a lot of hairs or something, what do I do? The best trick is just switch the topic. Switch the subject immediately. Because you don't want to have conversations that are going to bring issues, that are going to make other people unhappy. Switch the subject. But do it carefully, be subtle about it, be skilled about it, but just move away from it and flip it, just to avoid any controversy of any sort, okay? If you're having a conversation with someone, avoid distraction. Do you know you can tell when somebody's distracted, whether it's through text or a phone call? You can text. They either take a long time to reply, or when they're responding to you via voice, if it's a phone call, you can still hear that. If you're face-to-face with someone and they're on the phone the whole time, right now we're in lockdown, let's say your wife is trying to talk to you, or trying to talk to your husband, or he's trying to talk to you, you're on the phone, please avoid distractions. Put the phone down, give this person respect, okay? Give this person respect, talk to them, and then get back to what you're doing. Just avoid distractions, be respectful. The same thing goes for if you're at a party still, you don't know anyone. The biggest thing that we do, and at times I am also a victim of this, is you go somewhere, you don't know people, the first thing you do is pick up your phone and just stay on your phone the whole night, or the whole evening, the whole morning, whatever it is. No. Try to get to know people. Look around the room, see the most open group that you can join, and get to know people. Introduce yourself, join the group, join the conversation. But first stop and think about what you're going to say. A phone is a distraction. So when you're in a group, amongst a group of people, try to put the phone away. Remember, you want to get to know people. There's a reason why you're there, okay? Then, when you are making jokes, what sort of person are you? We have those people, who are good at making jokes. Whenever you're at a party, you want to be with them because they're fun, they're exciting. They just have a skill of wonderful conversation. They are those people. Then there's some of those who make crass jokes. Basically, at times they're quite malicious with what they say. We need to be very, very careful about this, guys. If you make a joke, stop and think before you make it, before you say it. Okay? Do not make it too malicious, because remember, you're also keeping your own image. People will know you for that. Will know you, is that the guy who makes the bad jokes? Is that the chick who makes those bad jokes? Be very careful about how you make your jokes. Make them light, make them tasteful, but respect other people around you. Okay? Then, if during this lockdown, I know so many people, again, I want to take this to dating, because I just had a dating session with a group of people, and this came up quite a bit, is you need to be innovative during this time. As I said, we're used to meeting people one-on-one, but since you can't meet them, do something about it right now. What conversations are you having? Okay? What conversations are you having, and how are you doing it? As I mentioned earlier, there's video chatting, texting, there's so many options. You can have a date online. Do not leave it to after lockdown. Okay, somebody says, no, we shall meet for tea. Then you leave it at that. No, use this time to get to know someone. What sort of conversations are you having? Talk about the weather. I say little things. Talk about what they're doing. Cook together. I just had a story before I came on. This couple, they're getting to know each other. They decided to cook for each other. Basically, he gave her his best recipe. She gave him her best recipe, and they cooked. And they sat down and ate. This is people in two different areas. They're in two different worlds, basically, because it's social distancing. But they're on a date. So how are you having these conversations? Be innovative. If there's somebody that you want to get to know, please get to know them now. Don't wait until after lockdown. Don't put it on hold. Don't put your life on hold. Find ways of starting those conversations. And as I said, it all starts with a hello. So do that, okay? And then be intentional. If you are intentional about your conversations, being intentional means, why are you doing it? Why are you there? Who is this person to you? Why do you want to get to know them? Be intentional. Is it you want to make a new friend? Is it for networking? Business? Okay? Is it a relationship? You want to get to know this person? Be intentional. And knowing your intention will help with your conversations, because you won't want to stop getting to know this person. Ask the questions, get to know them, be interested, find little discussions here, send them links to something that you've read that is interesting, things like that. But be intentional about why you want to get to know this person. Remember, you have to stop and think before you say anything around strangers, okay? So guys, those are my little tips. Let me look out for your questions just now. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you picked something out of it. Please, 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 please share.